Welcome to Orange County Power Players, where we spotlight the personal, professional, and financial success stories of OC's top leaders. Here's your host, Danny Flores.
Welcome back to OC Power Players, where I interview some of the most successful people in Orange County. I'm Danny Flores, your host, and today's honored guest is KJ Banuk, zooming in from San Clemente. KJ is a VP of BD and partnerships for a laboratory that specializes in omics or metabolics in proteins. Her job is to find the biomarkers for pharma assets and create a diagnostic to take to the FDA. All those commercials you see on TV for oncology, autoimmune disease therapy, they work with her to develop the therapy. Welcome, KJ.
Thank you. Thank you so much, and it's good to be here. So now that you've done that, that's my whole job. Everybody knows now. Perfect.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun job. So tell us a little bit about your experience and what you do.
Yeah, so today's going to be more of a peptide and peptide show, right? So we get to talk about proteins, peptides, what I do at work, and then also personally as well. So I'm hoping it'll be fun. Precision medicine, like you mentioned, I've been in it for 15 years, pretty much since the beginning. Been in biotech since 1999, so quite a while. But precision medicine, as you mentioned, is really looking for a biomarker, something that's innate in our body, and tagging that to a therapy that pharma makes and using that as a treatment. So it's not one size fits all. It's very unique. It works with your body. Now, the opposite of what I do is chemotherapy. Chemotherapy is one size fits all. It's been around for a long time. It goes in there and it kind of kills everything, kills all the cells. So precision medicine is a little bit more of the modern approach to use our genes, our DNA, our RNA, our proteins to really kind of work with a disease, or like you mentioned, some kind of autoimmune disease, cancer, some kind of neural disease, or any therapeutic area. It doesn't matter. So that's really what I've been doing since 2015, and there are only 198 total precision medicines available. So it hasn't been around for a long time, but it's getting a lot better, and there's a lot more medicines available for us.
So when you say as an example, you mentioned chemotherapy, and I the reason why I bring that up is because people have cancer. It's a common thing, it seems like, and they go through chemo. Are you saying that it's different and it's evolved from 10, 15, 20 years ago?
It is different. So chemotherapy hits every cell in your body and, takes down every cell in your body. That's why it's so difficult. Precision medicine is a tagged DNA or an RNA or protein. It's going to go specifically to that protein in your body, and it's going to maybe either upregulate it, downregulate it, turn it off, turn it on. So it's very specific. So as in, like, your hair's not going to fall out, the rest of your cells aren't going to die. It's very specific to a prostate cancer or a breast cancer or Alzheimer's. It's extremely specific, yes, or targeted or precise.
Right. So that definitely, and right, I'm envisioning as we're speaking, my mom is a cancer survivor, and she went through the chemo. And her hair's still thinned out, and there's like some parts of her body where she struggles with. Her arm, I think, was one. And so being precision means that nothing else gets damaged but that particular area, right?
Yes, that's exactly correct. And I think one of the things that most folks don't know, chemotherapy is usually first line, right? That's what they offer you first. A lot of people actually can't take it. They just can't take the chemotherapy. They even have a test to show you can you take it or not. But a lot of times these tests aren't offered. So chemotherapy isn't always, it's really a tough one. It's what most doctors use first line, but we in precision medicine are moving our precision medicines from third line to second line, and now first line. So there's more medicines available. And we're moving from third to second to first line. So it could be an option for someone in our families in the near future.
Okay. And I would also assume that because it's so precise in that particular area, that recovery is probably a lot quicker I would imagine. Or am I
Maybe
wrong?
quicker, but maybe quicker. Definitely quicker. There is something to remember though. Most of these folks are on this precision medicine for a year, 2 years, 3 years. These days we call cancer a disease of management. These days it's not something you will definitely die from. We like to manage it. One of the
Mhm.
things that there are a couple things that are, dirty things behind the scenes. And one of them is our bodies are very smart. Cancer is so smart. It throws what they call resistant mutations. So
Mhm.
maybe after a few years of being on a precision medicine, there's a possibility that your body will throw a resistant mutation and you will become resistant to that medicine. So that's why we were creating more and more down the road so you can switch to different medicines. So cancer is very
Oh,
smart,
interesting.
is very interesting.
Yeah. No, that is interesting. So then tell us a little bit how about proteins and the DNAs, RNAs, and how those function and what you do with those.
I do. I do want to give like the most positive thing that I can for this website. I want everyone to leave with something positive. And that's like your health is determined by over 50% of your lifestyle. Your genes are not everything. So I want everyone to know that you determine the outcome of the genes. There is one little thing they say genes are the gun, but lifestyle pulls the trigger. That's very true. Please take that into the real world. I hear a lot of people at the gym or anywhere that says, oh, it's just my DNA. My mom has it, so I'm going to have it. It's possible, but it's actually not true. You have way more power than you think. That's the one thing I want to leave you with.
Did you say 50% of your
Over,
lifestyle?
over 50%. So your genes account for less than 50% of your health. So over 50%, you determine what will happen to
Okay.
me. Will I get cancer? Will I get diabetes? Will I have a metabolic disease? Will I be able to get off the toilet when I'm older? That is up to you.
All right. So that's like really eye-opening.
Yes,
Let's
I want
talk on
everyone to know that. Yes,
yes, that we are in the driver's seat, right?
yes.
So give us some tips of things that we can do in our lifestyle to change our lifestyle to maybe not necessarily, and everybody can look at it differently, but I'm going to word it this way. Maybe not necessarily live longer, but whatever life we have, healthier.
Yeah, I would use the word optimize, like optimize, right?
Okay,
As
right?
we get older, things are kind of going to start slowing down. There are things you can do. So what I love about Sapient, where I work, is I'm in proteins and peptides. That's what we do. We determine proteins and peptides for these therapies. Um,
Hmm.
and what's great is I have moved through my life, starting with PCR, then moving into next-gen sequencing, and then with Tempus, I was in DNA, and then RNA became very important. And now everyone's really into proteins. When you get down, it goes DNA, RNA, protein to the protein level. You're really looking at as close to causality as you can. The proteins, you're really looking at the cell, what's happening at the cellular level. That's where the change is made. And that's why you have the most agency. It's because DNA is the way I say it. This is a really good example. This is a really good example from Dr. Noble from Oxford. So your DNA is like if we are at an orchestra, your DNA are like the notes on the sheet, right?
Hmm.
They're pretty much static. They're not so much dynamic. They're the notes on the sheet. Then your RNA, which is expressed and transcribed, that's more like the conductor. The conductor
Hmm.
decides how he's going to interpret those notes. And then you have all of the orchestra, and these are your cells. It is the people in the orchestra get that determine how loud are they going to play, how low are they going to play. They are the proteins that are being expressed. They determine what happens, and that's with lifestyle, what you breathe, what you eat, you're working out or not working out. They are the proteins. So that's why I tell you, you have the control. You're determining how your proteins are getting expressed. So You ask the question, what are the things we can do? We need to avoid oxidation. We need to avoid inflammation, right? Those are the things that are really going to kill the mitochondria, the metabolic disease. So some things that I like in my life that work very well. Strength training, cardio, got to move the muscle. You must move the muscle. We could do an entire show, Danny, on muscle. Muscle is so important. Not because it makes you strong, because one of the main things muscle does is glucose. It takes all your glucose. When you eat sugar, when you eat a pineapple, whatever you eat, you've got these things like I like to call, I heard this yesterday, Ubers. Uber is the insulin. The insulin goes around, it picks up your glucose and it decides where to drop it off. Now, we want it to drop it off in the muscle. And if the muscle's busy, we don't have enough muscle, our mitochondria is not working well, then it shuttles it to the liver or it shuttles it to the bloodstream. And that's what we don't want. So the more muscle you have, the more you're able to process glucose. Always be moving, always be moving. Cardio, strength training is my favorite. Supplements, make sure you're taking your vitamins, your raw materials. If you can't methylate, take a methylated vitamin. Hormones, extremely important. You and I could do an entire show on hormones. Your mom, my mom, our dad, my dad, they were in a generation where hormones were poo-pooed on. There was a WHI study in 2002 that said hormones were not good. So now my mom is suffering from Alzheimer's, osteoporosis, and obesity, all because she didn't get hormones for all those years. There are new studies that are saying hormones, including testosterone for men, decrease all-cause mortality. All-cause mortality. That should be enough for you to go get your hormones checked and make sure they're in balance. And if they're not, you should be supplemented. Huge. I'm talking like 30-something% decrease in Alzheimer's, 50% decrease in cardiac disease. And then for men, they just removed the black box on testosterone just a couple months ago this year. So the idea of hormones has really switched from they're not good. You know, we have literature, we've interpreted improperly and wrong to now, oh my gosh, this hormone that our bodies naturally make is amazing and protective. And we should be supplementing with this. So hormones are huge for me. Again, we can do another show. Peptides, I also love peptides. Again, something natural, no side effects. Peptides are fantastic. You got your MOT-C, you got your ipamorelin, you've got your BPC 157, your TB 500. These are all great. Pre-surgery, post-surgery, injuries. They're all the things that our children have that over the years we have just kind of lost. And then recovering nature, get out in nature, get the sun, right? Ground, take your shoes off, take the rubber off. The biggest thing, Danny, is the mitochondria. We got to protect that mitochondria.
Okay. That's like, you said like so many things.
I know.
But they're good things, right? I mean, we
Why
have
don't you
to
pick
hear
them
this.
apart?
Yeah, we have to hear this so that we know, like, hey, you know what? We have to improve what we do. We have to build the muscle. I know my mom's 86 and she's getting weaker. And it's like work out and you can't.
Sarcopenia, right? So where's that glucose going to go? So unfortunately, the glucose is now, the Uber is going to take it to the liver. So our fatty liver is becoming more and more prominent because there's nowhere for that glucose to go. So people are getting fatty liver now. So and obese. We got to be careful about that.
She's diabetic, so there you go, right?
It's all coming from the cell. It all starts with the metabolic disease, and that causes the diabetes, the cancer, the obesity. Everything you're talking about starts at the cell, and inside the cell is the mitochondria, and we got to protect that.
Yes. Okay. So I'm trying to think like us, like in general terms. Okay, gym. We all know we can go to the gym, build muscle, right? Work out, lift weights, do maybe some cardio. So we got that. Now, how about as far as let's do like diet? What does and keep trying to keep it simple. You know, we should have so many grams of protein, all that. Can we go through that and see what we can learn from that, I guess?
Yeah, so I think you already know that. So one of the things is, remember, metabolic disease, we're always going to go back to the cell and how to protect the cell and the mitochondria, right? So
Right.
what destroys the mitochondria? Inflammation, oxidation, right?
Hmm.
Inflammation, where are we getting all this inflammation from? We're getting that from basically any food that's not raw and natural, right? So if you're eating all those processed foods, you're causing a lot of inflammation. So there you go. You're really damaging that mitochondria. The mitochondria gets so tired that when the little Uber comes, little Uber with insulin comes, it says, sorry, I'm not taking your glucose today. Please go put the glucose in the fat. Please go put the glucose in the liver. I'm done. So over the years, a lot of us gain belly fat and other fat because our mitochondria is like, sorry, I used to take 100% of that glucose, but now I'm down to 90%. Years later, now I'm only taking 80%. It's just done. So if we want to optimize the mitochondria so we don't get the metabolic disease, we definitely need to be building the muscle, right? We need to give the glucose transport a place to go. Where's that glucose going to go? And then
Right.
avoiding the inflammation. And that's the food we eat. The food we eat is so key. And I know you already know this, Danny.
I try, right? I try.
We all know it. We all know it. Alcohol,
Si-
food.
yeah, yeah. Single, what do they call it? Single ingredient food, right? That you're going to go to the
Definitely.
store and then you
Exactly.
cook together and put it together in your kitchen with no, like I went to
Exactly.
the butcher, meat butcher this last weekend, and then they had some breakfast sausage in the glass, and then there's some in the freezer. And I asked him, I says, what's the difference? And he says, well, he goes, the one in the freezer will last you 9 days, and this one will last you 3 days. And it's like preservatives. Okay, processed, right? You know, this one's better. You got to eat it quicker. Don't buy less. You have to go to the market a little bit more. And so things like that, that you try to, little tweaks, right? In the lifestyle and the foods that we eat. Yeah, and maybe it's a little bit more work. Okay, I get it. But at the end of the day, you become consistent with it and you feel better, your body's better, you survive, you're healthier.
Yep. And also you've got, like, you have to worry about these phytoestrogens, these fake estrogens that men are getting, getting too much estrogen, and women are getting too much estrogen. And we're getting this from, like, the makeup we put on, we're getting this from foods, we're getting this from everywhere, all these little chemicals and plastics. Like, I go to the gym and I see the young guys and they're carrying around these gallons of water, but it's in plastic.
Hmm.
I have to try so hard not to go up to them and say, please don't drink out of the plastic. Too much plastics. You're getting too many phytoestrogens. So there are all these little small things that we can tweak, not just the food. What do you put the food in? Right?
Glass or plastic,
Lots of
right?
plastic. And then how is the food made? Is it organic? Is it not organic?
Yeah.
Was it grass fed? Was it grass fed at the end? Was it grass finished? Woof. We can do a whole show on that too.
Wow. Yeah, we can dig deep.
There's a lot of levers for us to pull to be healthy. That's the biggest take that everyone needs to take on, a lot of levers.
Now, how about, okay, so we talked a little bit about food, a little bit about exercise. You said get out, get in the sun,
So
get your
awesome.
vitamin D, right?
Right.
Walk on the beach where you're walking in the sand, right? That counts as grounding. That's what you have to
Yeah,
ground yourself with.
love
May-
that.
Maybe some grounding sheets on your bed. I don't know how effective those are, right? So little things like that. Then we can go into, to say, the hormones, right? The hormones is I don't know, and correct me if I'm wrong. Is it something that it's not something that we can control, like we can control our food, our exercise, our sun exposure, and our walking. We go to a doctor, the special doctors. Are there certain doctors that can test for that and make you the supplements that you need to take? Because other than that, we can order a whole bunch of supplements from Amazon. And do
Which
we
I do.
really know? Is it a good one? Is it what we need? Is it not what we need? How do you do that? What's the best way to supplement your body?
Oh gosh. So vitamins are completely separate from hormones, but you really probably need to push your doctor these days to get tested for uh, anything in the supplementary vitamins, your vitamin D, where I am,
Hmm.
CBCs. You also need to test your hormones, men and women, and they start decreasing, at 35 years old. So even at 35, men and women are going to
Mhm.
start decreasing hormones. So right now I'm getting mine checked every 6 months or so. Um, it's kind of a
Is
big
that through
deal.
a doctor or somebody
Yes, and so
centralizes that?
yes, and women will understand this story. So perimenopause, menopause, it's not taught when you go to MD. In MD school, I think they teach menopause in 1 week. And of course, all women go through it. Not all women have babies, but all women go
Mhm.
through menopause, which is very interesting and they don't teach about it. So I had my own journey where my female doctor couldn't diagnose me. She thought I had lupus, sent me for a brain scan. Wasn't that. The OBGYN wanted to throw me on some SSRIs. Nope, I don't have anxiety. So finally, a functional doctor helped me with my hormones and got me on track. I take everything I can where I'm not balanced: estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, pregnenolone, DHEA, whatever my body needs. As I'm
Mhm.
going through my changes, I get checked every 6 months. And like I said, the reason it's important to me is not just my mood and libido and things like that, but research shows hormones for you and me, not just women, decreases all-cause mortality. And I'm watching my mom right now go through Alzheimer's, obesity. She broke her ankle in 4 places last year because she just fell. She just fell down and now she's having trouble walk. She had a stroke a few weeks ago and she's obese and she has a pacemaker. It goes on and on and on. And she's a very big inspiration for me because in the business that I'm in, I've learned these are things that we can change. We have power.
So now, question is, say someone in your mom's condition, is it too late for her to change, or can she change and kind of improve her lifestyle?
Let's get back to me on that because I'm working on it right now. My dad's been very good. Like he's very open. We are now giving her peptides, all kinds of peptides, to help her lose weight,
Yeah.
body protective compound, GLP-1s, which I think are amazing because GLP-1s get a really bad rap. I personally didn't like GLP-1s when they first came
Mhm.
out. Those are the weight loss drugs, Ozempic, Wegovy,
Mhm.
now
Yeah.
retatrutide and others. Because I thought, oh, it was an easy way for people to just lose weight. No, now the literature is coming out. It's actually amazing. I do work on a lot of GLP-1s at work.
Hmm.
Pharma is expanding the indications from just weight loss. It is one of the biggest ways to decrease inflammation. It's
Hmm.
actually amazing. It's helping with sleep apnea. It's great for fatty liver. They're really expanding the utility of GLP-1s, where we just thought it was this amazing weight loss drug. It's actually a little bit more than that. And if you think about it, insulin's a hormone. So if we're testing our testosterone, our estrogen, and progesterone, why wouldn't we check our insulin? And like I mentioned, as we
Makes
get
sense.
older,
Yeah.
the insulin is, becoming more insulin resistant. So GLPs really help out with that. So get back to me because I'm working with my mom now on peptides and supplements, which she had never done before, and also trying hormones.
Oh, that would be interesting if you see some of the symptoms reverse a little bit.
Well, we
Oh,
just started.
right, right. And that's only going to be time that will tell you that.
Mhm.
Yeah, we have to definitely kind of follow up with that. And so because I'm sure, I mean, we all have, if we have our parents around, and they're like, for some reason or another, they're not as health conscious, and it's just like, hey, you know what, I can just do anything I want. Oh well, yeah, I want to take some medicine, yeah, I'm diabetic, I take my medicine, but I'm still going to be eating all these sweets. And it's like, oh, like I just kind of cringe. It's like, no,
Different
but
generation. So my mom's
yeah.
in hospice right now. She's coming out of hospice, which it usually goes the other way. So she's coming
Hmm.
out of hospice in 2 weeks. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, no, no, that would be great. Over time, if you can give us an update,
A
right?
good story.
Hmm.
Yeah, like everything. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a PhD, but I tell you what I know from work. I also tell you what I know because I'm N of one. I'm constantly experimenting on myself and now my family members.
Yeah, and I would think like I had a friend of mine tell me that I guess his testosterone was low, and he started taking some however form of way he's taking it. I know there's like lotions and whatever else they can take it. and he says, "Oh, huh?" And he says that he's like 100% different. He's not tired. He's got energy, and it's just like interesting that we should get that tested and not accept it as the feeling that we're feeling as a norm.
Right. Like if you go to the doctor and the doctor says, well, you're just aging, so it is what it is. You should not accept that. You should
No.
not accept that.
Hmm.
You should definitely fight back, find ways to be optimal, and you can optimize your health.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, so this is great. If anybody who's listening and wants to feel better, wants to improve. Now, I think the hard part is having the discipline, right? The discipline to buying the right food, to cooking versus buying out, to going to the doctor, to going to the gym, to creating an exercise routine where you either do it in the morning or you do it in the afternoon or the evening. It's like a life changer, and you have to fit it in. And I think it's just about prioritizing what's important to you. Is your health important enough? Because at the end of the day, anything that we do is really secondary because without our health, we have nothing.
Your brain and your brain.
And your brain, right? That's your body, right? You got to take care of it. Because now, like say today, we got to worry, we have to do this, we have an appointment for this, we got to go to the market, we got to pay this bill.
Yep.
But if you're laying in the hospital bed and you're like halfway out, you're like, that's the only thing you're worrying about. How can I change my life to live a little bit longer?
Yeah, here's the way I think about it. I either think about it as one, we're all going to die. Okay, just a fact. Just a fact. You either pay
Hmm.
now or you pay later. Okay, when do you want to
Yeah.
do it? You can pay now, you can pay later. And if I pay now, I'll be getting up off the toilet when I'm older. I want to be the oldest woman in the gym, not the youngest. Like
Hmm.
these are my
Hmm.
goals to get off the toilet. I want to be sound of mind. I don't want to get Alzheimer's, and I have the power to do that.
Hmm.
So that's the path that I'm on.
Right. Right. No, no, that is great. Thanks for sharing. And as we wrap up our interview, what does the next 6 to 12 months look like for you? What's exciting?
So many things. This has been a great year, Danny. But like you, I have also made some non-corporate things. So you know what I do in corporate. I'm also moving outside of corporate, placing vending machines. I've got my first multi-family unit home that I'm purchasing my own business. So what I'm taking advantage, as some of you may have heard, this is the greatest wealth transfer that has ever occurred. It's because you got 70 million baby boomers retiring. They have all the wealth. They're transferring it down. They want to sell all their businesses. Their children are interested in TikTok and other things like that. So this is
Hmm.
a great time to be buying businesses because of the boomers.
Yes. And
So that is what I'm getting into.
we can have another show on talking about roll-ups
Yes.
and all this other fun stuff.
Oh
Um,
yeah, you and I can actually talk about investing afterwards because maybe we could be partners.
there you go. There you go. Yes, yes.
Hmm.
Well, KJ, thanks so much for coming on and
My
sharing all these
pleasure.
great, great tips about our health. And that this touches everybody. If somebody who's listening, um, how can they get a hold of you?
I will give you my contact information. I will also give you, if you want, some links to some white papers and some podcasts that are well, a lot more better than I am. A lot of doctors who can really get into this information very well. It's just very exciting. You have the power.
Yes. Well, tell us here, and then give us something here, so that way our audience can either
Okay, so
contact
it's just
you.
all right. Oh yeah. Okay. So that's a good one. So I'm on LinkedIn, KJ Banuk, KJ Banuk, B as in boy, ANUK. You can find me on
Hmm.
LinkedIn. Get a hold of me there. If you want me to place the vending machine in your urgent care, I will do that. You want me to place the vending machine in your apartment complex, I will do that. Business deals, I'm open to as well. Um, in terms of like podcasts and guides to listen to, I love Huberman, right? I love
Hmm.
Peter Tia, right? The Ultimate Human. I love Gary Braca. So these are all like everyone listens to these guys. And then I think that's it. I'll provide you some contact information. Any more questions?
I think we're good. We're good. Anybody who's listening to us can get a hold of you through LinkedIn. That would be awesome because I'm sure somebody may be interested in what you're doing or more details about that. And then
Yeah,
all
I
the
will say too, I want to say thank you to Peggy. Peggy manifested this podcast for me a few months, and guess what? Here I am. So, you know
very
what?
good.
Manifesting works, and your friends can actually help you manifest.
There you go. There you go. You heard it here at OC Power Players. Well, thanks so much, KJ, for joining us. And to our audience, please go to ocpowerplayers.com and follow us on your favorite channel. Thanks so much. Peace, since I don't have to take notes. Okay, so here's what we do. We'll publish in about 3 weeks. We'll send you also shorts so that you can post on social media if you have
Cool.
presence there. Well, I think a lot of people do. And then you mentioned some really cool stuff. You bought some multifamily and you're buying businesses. That's what we
Get
do.
started. Yep,
Tell
that's
me
what I'm
about
into.
that.
I got a partner right now who's done it for 25 years, but I'm open to another partner. Um,
What are you looking for? How can I help you? We've been doing it for 25 years.
I'm open to
Okay.
investing in something like 25, $30 million units and
Okay.
putting in a portion where there's other players so I can reduce
Right.
my liability. I'm probably everything you
Right.
already know. And then of course, now that we're off, mailbox money is more attractive to me than working for corporate every day. So that's what I'm transitioning to, Danny.
100%. 100%.
And
Um,
taxes, avoiding taxes. So I want to do this. You may be different than me, but I want to do this in red states and not blue states.
okay. So I started in the business in California, which is a blue state,
Yep.
25 years ago. California was good to
Nice.
me.
It
Um,
was.
it
It was.
was.
It was.
It
I,
was.
I agree.
So I have sold everything out of California
What? Now, why would you do that?
because of the bureaucracy that we have in the rental
Okay.
market. And you can't
Yes.
do
Yes.
evictions, you're
Yes. Yeah.
restricted on
Say no
rent.
more. Say no more.
Okay.
Yep.
So it made more sense. So we
You know they're
invest
trying to make
in,
it harder.
they are. I just see
Even
them and I'm
harder.
like, I can't even keep track anymore. Um,
And that's why I don't want to go in California. All right.
and I had a property management company in California too that I sold about 4 years ago because it just became way too difficult. And I'm like, okay, this is just distracting what I really love to do. And
Okay.
so I sold it. So we do strictly exactly what you said, all multifamily. We actually have a deal right now in Tucson that we just closed on that we're still
Arizona's
admitting,
good.
admitting partners. It's a red state. We love it. We bought, this is our ninth deal that we buy in Arizona. They've done really well. They get the great tax benefit. We did the cost segregation study on it. So what I can do is I can send it to you and you can take a look at that. Um,
Yeah. Your deal structure, how many people you have in
Everything.
there.
Yeah,
I want
absolutely.
to see, right, the C corp or how it rolls up. I want to see how you protect yourself.
Right,
What
right.
state do you file with?
In Delaware, all our
Okay. I'm
entities are
okay with
Delaware.
Delaware.
Yeah, all our entities are Delaware entities.
I like
Um,
Delaware. I like Wyoming and South Dakota. Okay.
Correct, correct. And we just do Delaware. It's easy. We do the same thing over and over again. Every
Okay.
time every
Okay.
time we do an acquisition, we create a couple entities. One's the ownership entity and one's the holding company.
Mhm.
Super simple. Just wash, rinse, and repeat every
I
time.
like what you're saying. All right.
We use our same securities attorneys every time. We say same transactional attorneys. We have teams. We have teams in
I like the
Arizona.
attorneys. I like the
Yes.
attorneys. I like anyone who can do the taxes in multiple states.
Oh yeah, we have our great tax accountants that do all our tax returns for all different entities in different
Okay.
states.
I'm in. Let me see the deal structure.
I will send it to you.
I'm
I
so
mean,
ready, Danny. You have no idea. Like, I'm so ready.
I know it's
I'm
just
so
so much
ready.
easier for people, right? To
I'm
to
so
to
ready.
to do it
Listen,
this.
I've done this corporate thing for, I don't know, 25 years. I've paid the most tax I'm in sales. I pay 50%.
Ouch.
Half of my take home is commission. So 50, geez, Louise, I've given, and now I want to give to me instead of giving for someone else,
100%. You'll have
Yeah,
you'll have real estate. There's years that you don't pay taxes.
I just hit a wall. I did it. I did it. I'm done.
Okay, I'm here to help. This is what we do,
Yeah, I really need it. So what a wonderful thing has happened. I
right?
told you this year, the universe, like I changed my energy and it's just been dropping opportunities.
Yeah, yeah. And see, and that this is
Easy.
exactly the surprises that I get doing the
Agreed.
podcast, right?
You just got to get out. Yeah.
Yes, get out. I had lunch yesterday with another guest that I had a week ago, and he is in the capital raising side of the business, and he goes out and he's figured out how to raise like millions of dollars for these enormous projects and has done enormously well doing it. Well, I go to lunch with him because I want to learn from him, right?
Yes,
So
you do.
this is what I'm getting out of this podcast is just meeting people. And one of the things that I want to do, I'm always a big like, hey, what value can I bring to the table? I don't like to ask for things. I'm like, here, let me give. And one of the things that's coming to my mind is all these guests, like such as yourself, that I'm meeting. It's like a wealth of people that have so much to give. So I'm thinking of maybe like once a quarter have like a invite the guests that have been on my podcast so that you all can network amongst each
Oh
other.
my God. Yeah. OC
Um,
networking. Yeah. Yeah.
and everybody, because everybody's local, right?
Fireside chat or something.
Yeah, something. I'm just trying to, the ideas in my mind right now.
Please do
Um,
it.
I got to figure it out how to piece it together. I have to have somebody help me because I don't have time to do it personally. But if I
Okay.
can find somebody to help me put it together,
I
I think
might do that because we do that for work. We do fireside chats and stuff like that for work.
oh, well,
Yeah, I can help
we
you
gotta keep talking.
because you're going to bring people to the montage in Laguna Beach, and that's where
Yeah.
we meet. Yep.
Yeah, like who wouldn't want to go, right? And
I got
just
the
have
place.
something
Yeah. Yeah.
simple,
Yeah.
and just bring a whole group of people together and everybody can get to know each other. And
Person will be free, and then you'll start charging for it. Yeah.
well, I'm not trying to monetize it in a sense. I just want to
No,
be
but
able
like if you
to,
want to pay for the deal, if you want to pay for drinks or whatever at the montage, just something like that, like a little entry fee.
yeah, oh yeah, 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 something just to kind of cover the expenses.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And I think that would be really cool because it's like, why not? I
Yeah, we
never
do it in the
knew.
montage or Pelican Inn. Yep.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we got to talk, KJ.
Yeah.
I
You
will
have my
email
Gmail.
you.
Yeah.
I will email you that deal
Yeah,
and
I'm so
then
excited to hear this. I hope it came out well. It's my first one.
no, it's good. It's good. I
Yeah,
started
yeah.
doing them and in the beginning I was like, "Oh, how am I going to do this?" And I would
I
get
went back
nervous.
and looked at some of your other ones because I wanted to prepare. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so you prepared well.
Okay, good. That's my thing. Oh,
Okay,
it's so great to meet you. I want to send me the deal structure. I'm excited. I'm
I
so
will.
like, thank you, Jesus.
All right, you're welcome. We'll be in
Okay,
touch.
take care.
Thanks, KJ.
Bye.
Uh-huh. Sure, bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Orange County Power Players. Want to share your success story? Apply to be a guest at ocpowerplayers.com/guest.